Bakari, I'm really impressed with the story because
my intention was to go to school. But I'm good with talking, and of course, what is in the brain is what you give. I was organizing attachment for students. I was doing assessments. That company, the least amount of money I earned was 40,000.
Hello guys, welcome back to the final episode of this amazing story from our wonderful guest Bakari. So guys, before we proceed, have you subscribed? If not, kindly take 2 seconds to subscribe. Let's count. 1, 2. Let's go. Thank you. Karibu Bakari.
Thank you.
So Bakari,
Yes.
school done, attachment done. What next?
After my attachment, just as I said, I told myself that if I get a chance of being, of fitting into a corporate world, that's going to be the genesis of my job hunting. So I told myself, I'm not going to leave this place unless I have a place that I'm going to.
That's Tika
Technical.
Okay.
So I got to Tika Technical. After my attachment, I decided to volunteer for 2 months.
Okay.
Then I did exemplary well, and I was given a contract. Not contract per se, I was given an internship for 6 months.
So when you're doing the volunteer, the free job, so were you being paid?
100.
Oh, you're being
still
100 shillings. Okay, so it's like you are gaining from it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to stay in the house because I had nothing to do. So I was like, let me just.
Plus you had a lot of you had bills to pay.
Yes.
So okay.
So after that, I applied for internship and I was retained, and now I was balling.
Oh, you were taking the same institution?
Yes, I was now being paid 10,000 from 1 bob per day.
100 bob.
100 bob per day to now 10,000 a month. You can do the month and see how much I was being paid per day now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did that for 6 months, and I got a short contract with them. I was a teacher, by the way.
So pause. When you got increased, when your salary got increased, you changed your place where you used to stay or you used to stay?
So when I got internship, the friend that we were staying with at that Kashanti,
okay,
had gone home. He had gone for long holiday.
Oh.
Yeah, because those who were doing medical related courses at MKU were always going for long holiday, except sisi ndo tulikuwa nafanya crash program. So he had gone for long holiday. So of course I didn't have any business paying rent. So now I had gotten this 10,000, and I was like, I started from somewhere. So I went and got a bed sitter. That was still within the vicinity of where I was staying. I was paying 4,000 for the bed sitter. That was between now 2017. 2017. Yeah, 2017 early. Because the time it was 3 months. Then now I did another volunteer for 2 months. Then now I got internship. So after my internship, I finished my internship. After the lapse of my internship, that was 6 months. I was able to get. I was still doing it. They extended my internship kinda.
Okay.
But in the process, I was getting these short experiences of teaching, and I made friends with some head of departments.
Did you see yourself teaching?
I never did. But I'm good with talking, and of course, what is in the brain is what you give. And teaching in a college is not as primary or high school. It's more or less impacting people with what you already possess. So it was not as difficult. So I did. I was always holding up for lecturers who are not there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was able to get some extra cash. And then I joined a department that was responsible for attachments. I was organizing attachment for students. I was doing assessments because now I was a lecturer, quote unquote. Yeah, so I traveled a bit going for an assessment of students who are on attachment. Then that was between 2016. No, I stayed in that house that I was paying 4,000 for 2 months. Then I was like, now I was able to get this extra cash. I was now being paid around 25,000. They added me another 15 on top of the 10,000 that I was getting because of these other extra jobs I was doing, like foundation and stuff like that. So it's like, now that I'm having 25,000, yeah, of course I upgraded. Yeah. So I left and went to stay in an estate in Thika called Runda. It's domiciled by students, but still I was still young. I was still seeing myself as a student, quote unquote.
So because just to take you back,
the entire CS surrounding was basically students.
Yes.
So just to take you back from campus, when you got to campus, you were staying in the hostel. You stayed with some friends, and now you're staying alone. So how was the experience staying with these friends?
As men, we never have a lot of problems. The only thing that could make a man akosane na mwenzake ni mwanamke. We never had lots of problems. Actually, there are elements of disagreements here and there. There are not things that would make you maybe make things gross as much. Yeah. There are things you could just sit down and sort. And the guys we were staying with, we were of the same social class, so it was easy to understand each other. Wote tukuwa na pedo. Tulikuwa na asol wote. Unajua it's difficult when you stay with somebody mwenye akona some extra cash and then they see that
kama exploit sana.
Yes, like wanafanya everything else. But it's as kama tulikuwa tunalala njaa, tunalala wote. So it wasn't as difficult. So when I transitioned to now staying alone, I went to Runda, I got a house that was 6,000 on bed-sitter.
That was a nice one those days.
Yeah, that was 6,000. It was a good house. So I stayed there up to I did my job at Thika Technical from 2016 when I joined as an attaché up to 2018.
What years?
2018 August. That's when I got an opportunity because I was getting some good money, but I felt that I was not growing as much as I would want. Because that's a government institution, and you can be it's very easy to be comfortable.
I know that's possible.
Yeah, you don't grow.
Sure.
So I decided to take a risk. That there I was being paid 10,000. They added me another 15. No, it was 20, but it was not something that was guaranteed. It would come, it would not. The only standard money I was getting is 10,000. So I got an opportunity with. I applied, of course, via Brighter Monday. Yes, I got an opportunity to work. There's a company that was opening a branch in Nairobi. It was domiciled in Kisumu. It's a debt collection firm. So they put up an advert. I applied and I was called for an interview. I went to Nairobi for the interview. I did the interview and was picked instantly. But now they were giving a retainer of 15,000, and then the rest were commissions. So I went and sat down and weighed the options I had and looked at what I was doing your time. And at Thika Technical, it was easy to get money and stuff like that because when you go out for assessment, you're given per DMs and stuff and these things. But still, I was like, for how long? Because essentially, you need to grow. Yes. So I decided to risk. I resigned. Well, I didn't resign. I just didn't renew my internship. So I took this chance and joined this company.
Which year was it?
That was in 2018.
September.
Yeah. I joined in 2018 September. I was being paid 15,000 per month. I was staying in Thika. I never left.
So you are
commuting daily
from Thika to Nairobi.
Yes.
With this salary.
Yes, but I told myself, I know I'm good at what I do. The moment you're sure about, because retainer was 15, and you could earn on the upwards of 50 or 100 because of the commission. My work was, I joined as a debt collection officer, junior debt collection officer. It's something that I'd never done before. So I was learning on the job.
I get you.
So I went, the first month I was paid my retainer because I was still not familiar with the system and stuff. I was paid my 15,000. 15,000, I paid rent for 6,000. Fair. Another 5,000 in Malaysia.
Anyway,
so there is nothing left for you.
Yes. So I told myself, I'm going to survive with this money. And I didn't want to come and stay around Nairobi because houses are very expensive. And life is generally very expensive. So I told myself, from next month, the least amount a month to make sure that I'm going to earn in this company is 25,000. The amount I was earning before.
Because you used to get that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're used to that.
And true to that, from the second month up to when I left that company, the least amount of money I earned was 40,000.
Oh.
That was so nice.
Yes.
That was nice. That was nice.
I was being paid that 15, and I ensured that I doubled it in terms of commission.
Okay, so Bakari.
Listen, sijamaliza. I joined there as a junior collections officer. I did my probation for 3 months. The second month I was made a manager.
Wait.
I was managing a team of 35 of collectors, those who we joined with. Yes, so of course salary ilitoka retainer 15, it came to retainer 25, then commission was now coming to around 20. So it was bordering 50-60. Now things started opening up. I worked there, and it was lots and lots of work. Because you know what we were doing, this was a third-party company that we were collecting money on behalf of banks, these big banks. Talk of KCB, Equity, Barclays, or we are collecting their delinquent accounts. So it was lots of work. You are given a file of 500 clients. There's a system. Unaweka headphone kwa kichwa, kazi yako ni kudial. Kuongea na watu. Ulikuwa unatoka hapo kama kichwa inafanya
kwani inakaa call center.
It's a call center. Not that it's basically a call center. Okay. But the outbound calls, siko za kuja. Of course kuna zenye zinakuja maybe kama umege in touch with a client na kupata and call back. But it's technically a call center because iko na headphones, iko na desks and all that. So I did that I was now managing that team. And I did that from now 2018 up to 2020 January. Then COVID hit.
Okay. Before COVID. During this period where I used to do this job, able to learn about this job. Was it all about receiving calls?
No, debt collection is an art actually. Not everyone can collect and is a collect per day. Because first you need to be emotionally mature. Because una deal na watu mtu wako na madeni kila mahali. Somebody mtu anaweza kutusi na mpaka mama yako. So you need to understand this is a job. And you need to understand you are having a conversation with those who are either mtu wako in financial distress, mtu tu atake kulipa. So it's challenging, but in the process I was able to go through trainings. For me to have gotten to a level I was at, nilienda through trainings and I was able to handle such people. So I told myself, because it's something I wanted to do now, because it gives you an opportunity to understand a lot of aspects of people.
Okay.
Yes, in terms of how financially distressed they are, they are personal. Because some of these people are outright bad. Actually, you sometimes you can call someone expecting to look for money from them, and then you end up being their advice. You find these guys, they are a mess. Like they have a lot going on, and you know sometimes that person was just waiting for that call to revent out. So you call unamdai and hapo anaanza kukuambia mashida zake kama zote.
Bro, kushia kuna mtu shakugonga ukiwa harakati ya kazi.
Yes, I've had a situation because now as I was working in that call center, there was a department that was doing now external collection. So I joined that department for quite some time. So I've had episodes where I've embarrassed people. I've embarrassed people with their girlfriends or clandays, where somebody has not paid for their car loan. And then tunaenda tunachukua gari tunaambia dem yake toka venye umevaa tu. Tunachukua hizo ndizi zako, then we go. I've had such cases, and then I've also had cases where I was almost killed. I remember one scenario when we went to look for, there was a Kamzungu guy who had taken a loan. Then he did not pay and akachukua gari akaficha. So when we went out looking for that vehicle, jamani tutolea madogizi natoshia hivi. And yes, it was a risky situation. Ametoa gun, ametoa dogi, tuko ndani compound.
Inside the compound.
Na amefunga gate. Kwa alifungia gate tukaingia vizuri tukapeana. First we had taken a notice tukapin kwa gate. Tunakuja kesho. So he was ready for us.
He was ready for you guys.
Tukaingia akamwambia security fungua gate. Tukaingia akafunga na kaeka kufuli. And there are these high rise kind of fences. Huko ndio kuna tuwaya mesh.
Yeah.
Tulivuka na huko mahali kuna ame huko na
bro relax bro okay, what happened? Mumeingia ilifika aje hadi mnachisiwa na madogo?
So
tumemwambia nini hadi
tumeingia? The intention was we wanted to auction stuff into. Tulikuwa na kotoda. So we went to auction.
Okay.
Of course nobody would want you to auction their house and property. So akatuambia wait, unataka nini? Acha nipige some call. So unajua you like maybe analipa pesa. Kaenda back door akafungulia dogi tatu. So amezifungulia lakini hajaziachilia.
Amezishikilia.
Security ameshika mbili, ameshika moja. And this size, alafu ni zile nyeusi. Akatoa bunduki. Akasema now if you don't live here, mark you, the gate is locked. If you don't live here within a blink of an eye, I'm going to kill all of you and there's nothing you will do. Sasa ilikuwa ni akatoa dogi moja. Mtu alitoroka kwanza, ni polisi tulienda.
Bro, mlikuwa na karao?
Yes, of course you cannot go there without a police.
Na polisi
but ni polisi hapo na bunduki. Unajua ile umevaa tu uniform.
Anataka protect. Ile katoa.
Yeye alipata ka space alikuwa na mesh.
Nguni kute.
Alafu unajua they are trained. Ile anaweza kuvuka. So akavuka akaenda, jamaa katoa dogi. Sisi tukafuata. Mimi sijui nilifika aje. Nilipata tu niko the other side. Adrenaline, unajua ile side adrenaline, find yourself. Nilivuka hiyo kuta, nikavuka hiyo side and I said that is the last time I'm doing that kind of job. I went back to my call center. I told my boss that now let me manage this team as I was doing.
So you had not seen a physical gun in your life?
That was the first time I saw a gun. At least apart from hizi unaona kwa
a gun was pointed
like unaona bro anaweza blow it. So yeah, that was one of the riskiest of experiences. Things happened by then. I've had a friend whose hand was cut chopped na mkisi fulani. Wakaenda kudai. He was working with one of these microfinances. So walipeana tank ya maji. Ushosho akakataa kulipa, wakaenda huko ushago kuanza kukung'oa. Aliacha mkono huko. So it's quite a risky affair. So yeah, those are so many occupational hazards as they say.
So you worked for that company for
from 2018 August up to 2020. Okay. Then COVID came. The company downsized, so we were rendered jobless. Actually, they kind of closed up that branch. They reopened later though. So I was rendered jobless. So from 2020, the entire 2020, I think I didn't have a job.
Bro,
yes,
you were surviving.
Yes,
you were in Nairobi.
I was in Thika, not in Nairobi.
Okay, sorry, you're in Thika. How are you doing it? No job, COVID is here.
It was gambling. I was gambling with myself and my life and praying.
So you used to gamble and pay?
Okay, the thing is when we left the job, I had some savings kidogo.
Okay.
That would take me for maybe half a year, that's 6 months.
6 months.
So I mean, I was able to start rent and there's a few things. But now after that, I told myself I'm not going back home, and jobs were not forthcoming because no one was opening their companies or offices. So I resorted to gambling, and it really worked. But I think it's God's grace, because between time my savings illusion and the time now I got something to do, I never missed on paying my rent. I never shifted from where I lived. I said that might have been a stupid decision of not downgrading, but in other ways I would say it made me be a little more focused, because I was like, the bills had remained the same, there was no money, so I had to work extra hard and find something. But no, you could not get a job at anybody's office because no one was open. Everyone was working. Those who were working at home, and most of companies were closed down. So I survived with that. Mungu alikuwa nasaidia na wekelea ka gambling kidogo. I'm not advocating of gambling by the way, but sometimes maybe Mungu anailetaga ikusaidia.
Yeah, because I'm trying to imagine how are you doing it, because most of the gambling stories people lose.
Funny enough, let me tell you, sometimes I was like, nilikuwa natafuta 100 bob. My rent hiyo time I had now moved, because I was now earning a little bit higher. I had now moved to 10,000
One bedroom.
One bedroom, 10,000 one bedroom. So nilikuwa natafuta kamia napanga teams that will give me exactly that 10,000. Exactly that. And then naekelea na naomba. And nilikuwa na make sure bet naweka bet because we were paying rents on 5th. Nilikuwa na bet once a month on the 4th. Usiku ya 4th. And then the following day nalipa rent.
So
it
was good.
For like 3 months. Nilikuwa nawekelea na 10,000, naekelea 10,000 inaingia, naekelea 12,000 inaingia. I'm like, yenyewe hii ni kwa nini?
This one is really interesting. Yeah. So our guest paid his rent for almost 4 months.
Yes.
I'm not advocating for that. That was on him. You don't know where your
you don't know he's God.
It was a way of God's working his things on because Mungu alikuwa anaelewa my situation, and that was the only thing that I could do. So it came through for me for like consecutive, like 4 months consecutive. Actually, there were 5. I was only betting once a month and I'm winning. Once a month and I'm winning. Always. So it did work. And then I got some little stint. That is now from 2021, January. I got some, there's a friend of mine who was staying with, and they had buddies that were opening a company.
Okay.
It was a real estate, this is a kuza mashamba.
Okay.
So they launched that company and we went for an interview. And I got a job there as a sales rep. I was being paid a retainer of 20,000. Yes, but we were doing sales. That was 2021 March. So I had that stint 2021 March up to August. Then now there was a company I had applied for 2 years prior.
So let's say this real estate company, where was it?
It was in Thika.
Oh, so you're working in
Yeah, so I was working in Thika.
Okay,
Yeah, I was working, and it was more of selling, so we were always outside there.
Okay.
Doing sales. So we did that. We worked with the guys for a few months up to August. Then there's a job I'd applied for debt collection, because that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a microfinance. It was always my ambition to work with the microfinance for a bank.
All your jobs has been
yeah, because now I started as a debt collector. They always say once a debt collector, always a debt collector. That you cannot leave that field. The best you can do is go from now debt collection to credit.
You know, this guy in the Bible, we have recorded.
The kind of the shorter one.
Yeah, I guess the shorter one. Is that?
It's in New York.
So we need to Zacchaeus. You know, we call him Zacchaeus.
Mimi deni na
deni. Ndio Zacchaeus wa Kenya.
Ukiwa na mtu wako wa deni. Ukiwa mtu wako wa deni nilitenda.
Okay.
So I had applied for this job in 2019 December. I sent my application and forgot about it. I was actually called for an interview. I did an interview, and somewhere something happened, and that process was halted.
Okay.
Nobody was picked for that position, and I forgot about it. But I kept in touch with with the receptionist of that company. We actually eventually became friends. So I was always following up. Did you guys employ? Like, no, not. I think the boss decided that we're not employing anymore. Blah blah, things like that. So I remember now 2021 August, I had gone for my brother's wedding at the coast.
Okay.
So while at the coast, I get a call. It was on I remember it was on it was on a Friday. The wedding was supposed to be on Saturday. So on Friday, I get to the coast on Thursday. So on Friday we are strolling, we prepare for the wedding the following day. Then I get a call. Then I'm like, who is this? Then he tells me I'm the general manager of such and such a company, and you had applied for some job 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Where are you? Like, I'm at the coast. Unafanya nini Mombasa? I'm like, nilikuja tu kwa wedding ya my bro, but I'll be back in Nairobi on Sunday. And he tells me now, come on Monday for another interview for the he told me come on Monday with your CV.
Okay.
So I was like, but I already had done my interview. Then said, you just come.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, okay. So we traveled back on Sunday. Then on Monday I was in that office and I was interviewed by him for the second time for the same position. And then he told me you'll get another set of interview from now the owner of the company. That was the CEO.
Okay.
Actually, that CEO interviewed me at 9 in the night. He called me, interviewed me for 3 hours over the phone. Mm-hmm. Then, just like that, I got a job as a collections officer. That is from September 2021.
Okay.
So this is a position you had even forgotten about.
I had not hiyo application niliachana nayo.
Alikuwa anauza shamba huko.
Mimi nilikuwa nauza mashamba saa hiyo. Kazi yangu ilikuwa kwenda Nakuru, Naivasha. Yeah, all over. But now I was like, now.
Before, like, were you enjoying the traveling part of it?
It was awesome. Meeting people, having to sell your things. Like we could travel over and all around Kenya. Like it was fun. But again, sometimes you look at where your passion is. My passion has always been in credit management, that debt collection. Yeah. So when I got this opportunity, I ran with it, and I got the job. I went to the employer I had that time. Like now, I got this opportunity. You either match up or let me go. So because they could not match up the offer I was getting at this other company, they opted to let me go. So I joined, and because as I said, I'm a performer.
Yeah.
When I went, I remember, I'll not mention the company, but when I joined that company was collecting an average of 6 million a month.
Okay.
When I joined and did my probation for 3 months. Immediately after my probation, 2 months later, I was promoted from a collections officer to a manager.
Have you noticed something in Bakari? Like most of this, because that mob, anafanya tu kidogo promotion.
Yes.
So
kidogo promotion.
I would say it's passion. Somebody's passionate work. I'm one person who you will never find me with the problem of lateness to work.
Okay.
Maybe by 7:30 I'm in the office. By the time every other person is settling, I already planned my entire day. And I believe in performance.
Okay.
So when you do something, so I went there, I got people who had worked in that company for over 5-6 years. And there I was now managing them. So I got this opportunity. Of course, promotion comes with some extra stipend and stuff like that. And things, that's where now started real debt collection, because now this one I was dealing with the clients themselves directly.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was responsible for debt collection, recoveries, and liquidation of assets and all this. Yeah, so and tunashukuru Mungu, we are here now.
That was nice, Bakari. So, like, just one question. You've done different types of jobs. What is the worst experience shape achana being chased by that was a story make mama sana. What is the worst experience shape by kazi zote? Don't mention the name of the company, just say one thing that you always will feel like employers are not doing good to the employees.
What I've realized is that there's a very thin line between keeping the professionalism aspect of work and bringing personal issues in work.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had experiences where top management make emotional decisions instead of looking into the real reasons as to why things are the way they are.
Okay.
And I've had such an experience where somebody decides, because they have the powers and they have the capability, the financial muscles, and the company belongs to them, or quote unquote, they can just wake up one day wakiwa wamekusana bibi yake akwambia mimi nimechoka na wewe sikutaki hapa. Because sometimes there is no justification of firing somebody who's performing. And I always tell people, even in football, never change a performing lineup. Never try something new to a performing lineup. If there are few elements of things you need to tweak, adjust on those ones, but the overall performance of the team, leave that up. We leave that behind, because I tell you, you don't have a justification of firing somebody who is performing.
Sure, that's true.
So sometimes I always say, the business owners, when you want to grow, leave emotions back home.
Yeah.
And that happens to everyone, even employees. If you are employed, hata mkikosana bibi yako, go work. Usianze kuklunia kila mtu kwa ofisi yetu mkikosana. Yeah, so that I think that's what I can say in my years of experience in work. There are those elements of decisions that are not so rational.
Okay. I just think at some point I feel like those people work in government work on a job, work on a security job.
Yeah, you know, with government, you cannot just be fired. Somebody cannot just wake up and fire because you are not there. First, they are not paying you from their salaries, from their pockets. And even if in private sector, this person is paying you from what you generate for the company.
I know,
but in government, there is always a channel.
So it's not that easy to
it's not that easy
to,
yeah, it's not that easy to lay on someone, unless it's something that really has to be done.
Anyway, that was nice, Bakari. Unless my co-host has something to ask you, but I feel personally I've learned a lot from this story.
Yeah, the story is so much educative. The aspect of determination from the story.
Yeah.
I know if it could be anyone without any vision, giving up would be so easy. Yeah. But I was so encouraged by your story. I don't know what our viewers have to say from our comment section, but thank you very much for sharing. It was an amazing experience having you in this show.
Thank you.
So to our viewers, you guys listened to Bakari's story. I think one or two you guys have learned something out of the story.
Yeah.
Personally, I've learned a lot. Trust me, bro, make a bidii. Na bidii imekufikisha mbali. That was so nice. So in case you have an interesting story like Bakari's story and you like others to listen to it, kindly let us know so that you can hear it. Na watu wajue venye njia za Nairobi watu fanya vitu bana. Yeah. So and we ask you once again, ebu to subscribe bana. Ndo wiki tu usonge bana.
Yeah, let's grow the community big.
Saidiane. Once more, thank you Bakari for your time.
Thank you.
We are grateful.
Asante sana.
Shukran sana.
Yeah, and where can we find you?
Bakari is an awesome guy. Sasa kama kuna mtu
By the way,
are you single? Let's ask the question.
Kama kuna mtu anampimia mahali.
Yeah, I'm single. Mungu akileta mtu tutashukuru. Hapo kwa comment section kama kuna mtu hapo anataka kamzee.
Aseme hapo chini.
Bora na breed.
Determined mzee.
Determined mwenyewe.
Mzee anajituma. Mtu anajituma sana.
Anyway, thank you guys and yeah, I think that's all.
So, thank you.
Adios muchachos.
Cheers.